All actors to the stage, please. All actors to the stage. We're doing a final dress rehearsal. I need everybody on their spots. Everybody mind their blocking. I haven't had any direct experiences like was your house haunted as a kid or anything like that. I was just interested in this idea. It just kind of hit me that I could do that and started doing it. And but I haven't had any actual paranormal experience that drove me in to wanting to investigate.
You know, I've always been interested in the paranormal. Been always into scary movies, that kind of thing. But just enjoy being afraid, I guess, or fear, that thrill part of it, but never had any experience that was so profound. I'm like, oh, I need to get into this.
I don't know. What is a ghost? What is that? Is it somebody, is it like somebody in a sheet? Is it Casper? I mean, what is that? What is it scientifically? I don't know. I think the whole thing needs to be defined of what this is.
It's definitely strengthened my belief in the paranormal. Like I said, I've had my own experiences that I can't explain, and I want to have more. There's always that the Holy Grail, they call it, actually seeing an entity or actually having something touch you, like actually feeling the grasp of something on you or something like that.
And then you start debunking it. We're very much into debunking things. We're not a spiritually based organization. We're more of a scientifically based organization. So we're trying to debunk that. What could I have bumped into something? On our investigations, you immediately stop when that happens. Have someone else come over with a light, look and see if there's any spider webs around you, any insects crawling on you, and then when we have our videotape review, we'll debunk it some more.
So we've discovered there's a bat here.
Yeah, we can tell them that.
So we debunked that.
We should
tell Mickey there's a bat in here.
Yeah, any weird things going on.
So if they have productions in here, they show a movie or something, there's going to be a bat flying around people's heads.
Right.
Nothing's faked. If you analyze it, if you reverse analyze it, nothing's faked. We would have to show up with equipment that we could fake things on. I know that there are some paranormal shows that have the reputation of maybe faking evidence or acting overly dramatic about things. Face it, it's TV. So some of those people, that's what they do.
We've heard things, got EVPs like full sentences. We've heard footsteps, things moving. We haven't caught any visual things yet. I'm sure that's, hopefully that's to come.
That's probably the basic piece of equipment that you would want and that you can capture the most evidence from. It's called an electronic voice phenomenon, or an EVP. It'll be a voice that is not your own voice or anybody else's that are around you. It will be this odd voice come on, and it's thought that spirits communicate that way, or try and communicate that way with us. That's been going on, I later found out, my goodness, since probably the 1930s, even earlier than that. We use another instrument called an SB7, and it scans radio frequencies. And then when a voice comes over, it's clear, and the choppiness of the radio frequencies as it scans, it'll basically sound like. So when a voice comes in, it says a word, and it would have to go through maybe 10 or 15 cycles. And so if you hear a radio show, or it picks up some anomaly that way, it would just be a half a word.
Is your name Napoleon?
Yeah. I didn't hear
I didn't make out what it said.
Is your name Napoleon? And so this, whatever this is, would come over the airwaves or the radio waves and manipulate it. Oftentimes we've got our own names called out, accurate answers about how many people are on the investigation.
How many people are standing right here?
I wouldn't say that those are scary things. The scariest thing that I always thought that it would happen would be a physical touch, like a touch from a ghost or a spirit or whatever this is that we're actually looking at. I'm also from the ilk that I don't know what it is we're actually looking at and finding.
We come at it from a skeptic point of view. You know, we don't believe everything's paranormal.
It does feel weird.
It feels
here.
eerie, yeah.
It's not like
We don't have a
constant.
millimeter, but it feels
Right.
like it's
It's
colder
just like
here.
random.
Yeah, I was
And
getting
you're
cold
like-
back here.
Really?
It is. There's a window here, I know, but
Yeah,
But
no air.
oh hell.
Until
feel
you
that air.
move it, you can feel it, but when
Yeah.
you don't move it,
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't
Feel
feel
the air
it.
You
coming
feel the
Yeah,
air. You move the
yeah.
curtain. Yeah, that's what it is.
So that's a lot of it.
You know, the word paranormal just means, you know, outside of normal. It doesn't mean ghost all the time.
It was a growl.
It was. It was like a growl or something. It was
It
like
could
a,
have been a coo from a bird.
it was like a like that. Yeah.
Well, when
It
we
could have
heard
been a
something
bird.
from over there. Yeah. Oh, I heard
But all of us are right here, so I don't think anybody else did it, did we?
I did not do that. No. So that was a
You walk
weird
me out.
sound.
We had something recently happened. I guess that was pretty scary up at Malvern Manor.
We were in the hallway and we're standing near the attic door, went up to the attic, and we heard footsteps coming down, and there was nobody else in that whole vicinity but us. And so it was just strange hearing something that you're not supposed to hear when it's only, you know, 3 people standing in that place and you hear footsteps come from somewhere else. That was strange, scary. We didn't run, you know, we stood there and wanted to hear it and wanted to see what was going on, wanted to see if anything would come through the door.
I took the recorder and walked right up towards the door. And I have to admit, I didn't just throw the door open and ha-ha. And I have to admit that was a little bit scary. But because we were over by the door, we heard sustained footsteps walk back up the stairs. Tink, tink, tink. And so you don't run away from evidence, you run towards it. Or you stay right where you are and let experiences happen.
We try to provoke sometimes. If we get impatient, if nothing's going on, we'll tend to start to provoke a bit. Start challenging the supposed entities and to see if anything happens. We have a film crew with us. They make movies. You guys are actors. We can get you in with them. They can make a movie with you. We got those new movies that come out where you can hear sound. I think they call them talkies. They're not silent films anymore.
If I can ask maybe a more scientific kind of question, I'm going to get a better response. Or something that had to do with their history, I'm going to get a better response from that, rather than provoking. You know, we're a bunch of therapists. We believe in empathy rather than over-the-top provoking. Turn that green light off again like you did. And we'll let you read for this new motion picture we're going to do.
I need skilled actors. Are there any skilled actors in here? Not wannabe actors.
Why do certain spirits stay in certain places and not others? There's some theories on that. Psychologically, I could say it's related to trauma. That during times of trauma, our body goes through a lot of interesting processes. And if you have repeated trauma in an area, or a residence or a place, like say a hospital, a prison, things like that, or repeated passings without closure, These things may cause a residual haunting in that it replicates itself. And some of the same energies gets trapped possibly in doing the same things over and over. It's like a film or something.
My belief is that, you know, I was raised to believe that you go to heaven or hell, and you know, that was the whole belief. But so since we started doing this, I realized that there seems to be more. There seems to be, you know, I don't know, a waiting period or something that, you know, because there's things that we can't explain, and I've heard things that I can't explain.
Early on, I knew this was going to blossom into many, many other areas of your own personal spirituality, of good and evil, of the devil and God, and what happens when we die. All those big questions. When you first start out, you're just happy to find evidence and, oh, this is cool, this is neat, and you're entertained by it. And then maybe you go the way, I can only say which way I've gone, the way of the scientific, or trying to go that way. And the Bible talks about demonic influences. I do believe that demons are real, but these are not the things I sat out to do with looking for the paranormal. For the skeptic, the first time, if they were to catch their own EVP and they know that they're the only person in that room at that time, they would have to do the same questioning that I had to do, which if it's not me and it's not outside contamination, what is it? By and large, I'm still trying to answer that question. I don't know.